It's a whole separate market, isn't it?
Oh, Derek, he gave
So
me
we
the
got
message.
28 minutes on that card.
28. Don't forget.
What's up, brother?
Greetings.
Greetings to you guys. Welcome to episode 1. This is the Just Us podcast. My name is Rich. This is Mike, and we should start off on the right foot. Let's introduce ourselves to the listeners. Okay, you can go first.
He's such a gentleman.
We're all about giving.
All about giving. We give too much, actually, Rich. Sometimes. Brief story and how it all kind of came to be here at the wedding establishment. I grew up in the wedding industry. My father had a wedding band. He was legit the wedding singer as a child, and it was slightly traumatizing. Growing up, I really wanted nothing to do with the industry. I always thought I could do something different, go to college, do my own thing, which I did. Walked 3 credits short of graduating to take the small DJ side business, which is Sounds to Go, which is still existing today here within the walls of the wedding establishment. Spent 10 years building it up to be one of the biggest in the state. And then I decided I needed to create my own ecosystem. And I wanted to create my own ecosystem because, you know, the back and forth between recommending and this and that, I needed control over the product, the end product that went out to the clients. And so the wedding establishment was born. We have, I think, up to 9 businesses in here now.
That's awesome.
It's been open now here about 2 years, fully running full throttle about the last year or so. So it's been a learning curve and whatnot. But Rich came to me with the podcast, and I was like, you know what? Yes, we need to tell our stories, but at the same time bring so much value to the clients, to other businesses and entrepreneurs in the wedding industry in its entirety. So thank you, sir.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And with that in mind, you definitely did create an ecosystem. For those of you guys watching for the first time, if you're not familiar with Mike or myself or the wedding establishment, we're doing this podcast live from the wedding establishment. As you can see, it's a beautiful facility here in Red Bank, New Jersey, and it definitely is its own kind of self-sustaining beast planet kind of thing, where, like, you know, everybody in here, you've really worked hard to develop like a culture, which is something you don't really find a lot in the wedding industry, which is really why I had this idea for the podcast to begin with, because for those of you guys who are not familiar with me, my name is Rich. I'm the band leader of the Ever After. We work out of the wedding establishment here. I met Mike kind of like when this whole place was in its infancy
Literally,
stage,
there
right?
was
Like
paper on the window still.
yeah, like everything was still kind of like, you know, still had the drywall dust on the floor, and like all I saw was those amazing chandeliers, and I'm like, I see what you're doing here.
I miss those days.
This sounds awesome. I've been a musician my whole life. I've been a performing musician since I was 11 years old. Started off doing like the governor's inauguration. Like my father, similar to yours, was a musician, and he tried to impart whatever wisdom he had from that old school onto me. And as I grew into the business, I kind of realized, like, you know, I think the thing that the industry lacks from the entertainment side is like true connection.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's this wall between performer and audience. And in the past, like, that was cool. Like back in the day, if you were Frank Sinatra,
Right.
Your average person wasn't talking to Frank Sinatra. Now with like social media, and you're in the lives of like all these people on a day to day, right?
And if you have not seen Rich on his social channels and his not only his music but his rants and his stuff, it's truly inspiring. You have to jump on that. You could link that up on the screen right here, but his Instagram is phenomenal. The value he brings not only to other small businesses and people in general, but to the brides, grooms. Rich has a voice, and so I'm super excited to be part of the podcast, and I think it's going to go places. I'm excited to bring in some guests and actually hear back what kind of interests and questions, and I want to open up the hotline and all that stuff. So
for sure. Yeah, we're kind of like, you know, again, we're feeling our way through this thing. So we're kind of, you'll watch us grow from the ground up, and that really was our intention, from the beginning, I think, because I went on a rant not too long ago, and in the middle of the snowstorm from my car. And the reason I even did that in the first place, which was I was stuck in traffic for hours upon hours. We got hit with like a surprise ice storm here in Jersey, and like the road shut down, and everybody was on the road for like school buses were on the road for 12 hours.
Yeah,
kids were like peeing themselves in the bus, and it was crazy, right? Like so here I am on my way to this gig down in Philadelphia, and I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I should have canceled. I should have just canceled. And I
was
said,
literally texting him asking the same thing.
right? I'm like,
What?
Why are they even open? Like, I should just cancel. And then I said, you know what? Like, you don't get to see the moments. You don't get to see like the moments with the people that you follow. You know, you follow Will Smith and you follow Mark Wahlberg. And I know these guys are like, hey, what's up, guys? It's 4:00 in the morning. I'm going to the gym working out. Like, you know, and like that's cool. You see them in those moments of like inspiration. But I want to see Mark Wahlberg when he just rolled his ankle over.
And
he's trying to figure out, or he has the flu. And he's like, oh, do I want to? I don't want to go. Like, I want to see him in that moment because I want to see how he pulls through.
This is just one of the reasons and one of the examples why when I met Rich, the cat, and the rest of the guys, that these are the things he does that separated him from everybody else I was looking at, considering, wanting to reach out to. At the end of the day, you know, there's 9-something businesses. This was the only band I would ever have because of the characters that you guys are. Straightforward, honest, driving 8 hours in a freaking blizzard when you should have been. I was actually mad at him, but
I got in trouble for that rant.
You could have got an accident and all that stuff, but
I was stopped. I was definitely fully stopped in traffic. So I
think for me the biggest point here is the culture. It was bringing in. You know, you could have a little less talent in your craft, but if you showed that you wanted it so bad and would push the limits of your talents and, you know, customer service and all the stuff that it takes, that was so valuable to me. And so now, ever after, you know, whether it's our new makeup girl, Lauren, in here, or Katie or Aknini or Steve or whoever business, the group of people we've put together here, it's unbelievable, and I think I'm most proud of that. Of bringing in the right people.
Yeah. Well, that was like, again, just a little bit more history. When I had met Mike,
I was intoxicated.
Mike was a little couple of sheets to the wind, but still coherent, which was nice.
Kind of.
But yeah, so like, you know, my band had just kind of gone independent at that time. So we were kind of floating in that no man's land, like not necessarily looking to get involved. We were like, you kind of had just broken up, right? Like we had just broken off a long-term relationship. Yeah. We were like, I'm not really looking for love right now, man. You know,
swooped in.
You're cute. You have really great hair, but like, I'm not really looking for love. But at the same time, getting to know Mike, like I feel like the guy became my best friend in like 2 months, and like
it was a roofie.
Yeah, it probably was. I'm still. It was a good one, but yeah, man. Like you just getting to see the passion that you bring into this actual brick and mortar, which is a topic I want to get into a little further. It is a brick and mortar facility in the world of online event planning and things like that.
Go
which
opposite.
is, you know, and I saw something in you like from the moment we met that was like, I'm not the only person trying to stand out in a business where there's a million other people trying to do similar things.
Right.
You know, I saw that you gazed over that first wall and you're looking into the valley, and that's kind of how I look at things too. You know?
It's such a great point, and there's so many different reasons why I decided to open something like this, and it's on the advertising front. We're in the center of Red Bank. On the craziest street, I think they said 3 million people pass this place a day.
It's insane.
Rumson and Fairhaven, one of the wealthiest areas, they have to pass by. So, yeah, it's a brick and mortar, and brick and mortars are dying. There's stores closing down everywhere, as you know. But eyeballs. People are still going to walk around. They're going to go to the park. They're going to go to restaurants. And so my thing was like, yeah, eventually everything's going to be pushed more and more towards social. But people aren't going to become like zombies and never leave their couch.
I agree. And because you bring like, honestly, I'm just a guy who believes that like, it's not what you do, it's how you do it that sets you apart. So like, if a brick and mortar restaurant goes out of business, well, it's probably because they didn't really offer a sense of culture to the consumer. It was the food could be great, but if people don't know what to trust, what to expect, how to feel when they go in there, I think as soon as you walk in this building, yes, it's beautiful, but you feel the love. I texted you the other night when we came in here to kind of work on some promo material after hours, and like I walked in here and the place was dark, and I texted you. I'm like, "You mind if I move in?
Move in here." Yeah.
You've created a place that literally feels like home.
Without being pretentious or people.
That's the trick.
People sometimes they'll walk by and I'll hear wind from in town talk and oh, my friends didn't go there because it looks expensive.
Right.
Well, they don't know that I grew up in the industry and I know the market and I study the market and I ask clients where they want to be. I mean, we did studies after studies in the DJ front, in the band front, in photography front. You gotta be smart about it. I mean, that's the end.
And real, right? Like you have to be real. I mean, that's the kind of the whole fuel behind this podcast. It's just kind of like we were bouncing ideas back and forth, like what we should call this thing. Real talk weddings or blah, 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 just us. And I didn't mention this to you earlier, but when we were on the phone talking about it, but the reason why just us like rang that bell for me is because
Rich and I both have females in our life, by the way.
Despite popular belief, yes, we are not an item. But the reason why just us to me like stood out is because immediately my mind went to the play on words and I thought of the word justice. And I was like, within this industry, especially from my side as an entertainer, having not only entertained weddings and events and things like that, but having done world tours and original music and things like that, I just think there's a huge disconnect between the multiple layers of everybody involved. And because of that, it's really easy to either be taken advantage of or take advantage of someone else. And you have, with us, the day that we, the band, were like, oh no, we want to be involved in this ecosystem here. It was because, beyond shadow of a doubt, it made me feel Mike is breaking down that wall. Like he is single-handedly like shaking shit up. And like, to me, that's exciting, man, because I like being transparent. I like letting the quality of whatever it is you're doing speak for itself.
I got a lot of backlash when I announced that I was opening this.
I
Wedding
would imagine
planners,
so, man. People are probably really pissed off at you.
It was a tough pill to swallow because I'm friends with mostly everybody in the industries, but it's there's no way. I only know one way, and it's just to go all out and just do what everybody else is not doing.
Yep.
Be different. Do the whole thing, but with all that stuff, the communication aspect is, I think, top 2 ingredients.
Absolutely,
like
man.
You're saying. I mean, what we found is Google changed their algorithms and emails. So a lot of the emails you'll get from, if you're a bride or a groom, they'll go straight to your promotion box, or if you're getting it from a company that's using like a MailChimp or a email service, it's going to go to your spam boxes. They change their algorithms. That's number 1. Number 2, brides and grooms, even me or you, I don't answer the phone when I don't know the number. I'm like, who the hell is this? So
it's all
email,
personalized. Going
away. Phone, so we implement texting. I think 70, 80% are on that world now. But I'm curious to see from the viewers, especially the bride and groom aspect, as far as communication goes, what's the best way to communicate? My answer the other day in the shower to myself was be a bigger brand and then let them come more.
Because at the end of the day, right, like it sounds to me kind of like what you're saying, and it's a philosophy I always believe in, is like, and it's a mantra I always say. You can ask anybody in my band; they're probably sick of hearing it. I say, quality wins in the end. Mm-hmm. You're gonna catch your lumps. You're gonna piss people off.
Yep.
You're gonna probably wind up either accepting or turning down deals that like may or may not have worked out. You're gonna hit some risky spots.
Exactly.
But in the end, if you're the best in the game, there's no way you're going to lose the fight. Like, there's just no way.
Nope.
You know, and it's from our end too as a band. I think we're pissing off some bands as well. The way we're marketing ourselves, because we're being super real. And I think a lot of people within the entertainment industry, because I mean, at the end of the day, the wedding industry is an entertainment industry, right? Like the whole industry.
As the band, you can no longer hide as a band, and that's
hide.
what you've done. Is here we are.
Yeah.
This is one take, real stuff on the Ever After Band website. We have the from the stage concept.
Yeah. Just come on up on stage, man. Like, check. Literally, I want people to see us in raw form, and I think because again, the justice part comes in here, because I feel like in the past, and I've personally known lots of people within the entertainment industry that do it. I mean, look, first of all, if you watch any show on TV that involves music,
Right.
Look, guys, I hate to burst your bubble on this. It's auto-tuned. It's all fixed in post-editing. You are not hearing you're not only are you not hearing the live music that night, you are not experiencing the same experience that a person in that audience experienced. So you're over romanticizing it. You're like, oh, the winner of The Voice, he's amazing. And he probably is amazing. But on TV, it's even more amazing.
Money.
Yeah, it's just, and a lot of people have used the blanket of entertainment, you know, like the mystery of TV and the mystery of Hollywood, to kind of take advantage of people who don't know any better. And guys like us are making people upset, because I think it's important to us to just let the quality speak for itself.
Continually raise the standards.
Absolutely, man.
Because if we don't, I mean, somebody's got to do it. And I respect so many businesses out there, especially in the DJ world. There's like a handful of guys that, like, man, they keep pushing it, they keep growing it, they keep taking it a step further and further and further. Like, you have to.
Yeah,
it's just in my thing, where this isn't it for this place.
Of course, yeah.
I have the next phase of what could potentially happen, and it's, again, that's why you guys are here.
Yeah, and much like any ecosystem, right? I mean, you can have plans for it, but I think it's gonna take itself in a direction that'll be amazing. You know what I mean? I think as it grows, like I said earlier today, as we were getting this stuff set up, I'm like, yeah, this place is literally becoming like a living and breathing thing.
That's all I wanted.
You know, and you're achieving that. You know, and I think you should be proud of yourself for that.
Proud is a weird word.
It is,
because it's something I don't do.
No, I hear you.
I
hear you.
I'm not, for like 3 seconds, maybe once a month, I'm like, oh, this is great. Rest of the time, I'm like, how do we make it better? What are we doing wrong?
Yeah.
But I think that's part of our level of standard and where we want to go.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think, like, for guys like us, like, guys, as this podcast starts to go on in future episodes, you're probably going to find us to be pretty spiritual guys.
Don't get us started.
Versus, I think for us, it's like being grateful over being proud.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
that's the right word.
To me, I'll feel pride when I feel grateful.
Yes.
You know, because I will have known that it's working out pretty well.
That's the key word. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, I think everybody gets so caught up, and I was, until this 2018, I wasn't really grateful. I was just go. I lost my mind, and then I got hit in the face, and I was like, you know what? Wow. And talking to guys like you and people I follow online, and how to be like, slow down, be grateful. Like, look at what you have. Look at what you're doing for, not only for the inner workings of the place, but how many couples, how many thousands and thousands and thousands of guests do we entertain?
Oh man,
that just like, go home and are just completely. We make memories that literally last a lifetime. I know it sounds cliche.
They're elevated. Yeah. Those are the 3 words that I've been kind of using as fuel to the mantra for the band. I say, you know, in my mind, I'm like, it's the Ever After band.
Yeah.
Entertain, elevate, enhance.
I'm gonna cry.
Those are like the three
love it.
words that I always use because it's like, and again, I really truly feel like no matter what sort of genre you're in within this industry, whether you're a makeup artist or a photographer or you name it, whatever is involved, down to a photo booth operator.
Yep.
It's entertainment. We are in the entertainment business, and like I think the goal here is to. I've seen a lot of people in the past use that smoke and mirrors kind of operation to provide good entertainment,
Right.
but kind of on the backs of people's naivete and their ignorance. Where like you and like we're peeling back the cover, and it's like, hey, like take a look at how this all works out, guys. Like, and one thing about you that I immediately connected with, and I've definitely gotten my lumps for this, and definitely been yelled at by people who care about me. But
Not saying any names.
you are honestly and truly not about the money. And
Just not.
it's actually amazing to honestly feel that way about somebody, because I think most people are like, yeah, all right, like
No,
you say that
it's truly. You'll ask, go YouTube it, look up any major player in the game, whether it's marketing agency guys or the big wigs. If you go after money, you just don't. You'll never get it.
There's no purpose.
There's not. But if you create a place and you bring in people that have this talent that want to, just go for it, and you give them that platform and you build a culture around it, what happens is mind-blowing. And we've only been fully running for like a year and a half, maybe.
It's insane.
So, I mean, I can't, and they say 5 years, you'll hit a level of success. Like, I can't imagine the 3 years from now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What will come of all of this, but I am grateful for the team and for Alex. If you could see Alex over there.
Yeah, I don't know if can they see her past my big head?
Alex basically runs the operation. She meets clients. She back and forth with everybody from Ever After Band, which is end of year. It's like a bidding war. It's become for certain dates, which is one of the best things that can happen. But Alex has been here from the start. Hired her as an intern. Really trained her, groomed her. She has not messed up once.
And I tell you what, like from
that was a joke. That was a joke.
Yeah. Well, the camera's rolling, so he has to say that. But we, no, and honestly though, yeah, I mean everybody that I've dealt with, in conjunction with Alex, like when Alex kind of like, okay, Birdie, leave the nest, go talk to Rich now.
Yep.
They always have nothing but great things to say about her. So it's really great team, man, from top to bottom here, and it's such a cool thing to watch this whole thing grow and to be a part of it.
It's like a big, giant, beautiful newborn baby that like everybody loves.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that's what I'm grateful for. Like I truly am like, wow, that's what makes me happy. That's what makes it worth it. The wedding industry in its entirety took a hit 2018 across the board. I studied like 40 something businesses. In the down times, the people in the place, they make it worth it. They're the one that keeps inspiring.
That's what it's all about.
So yeah.
And we had an agenda to follow here.
Yeah, we're way off.
We have not done it at all, but I think that's okay because we're coming down to our final minutes here. But that's cool because I think, and I had a feeling it would go this way because whenever Mike and I get to talk, it's like I swear to God, I'm hanging up on you
4
now.
hours later.
But the real purpose of this whole thing is I think I want people to not just know how beautiful these chandeliers are or how great the band sounds or how awesome the videos or flowers are that they might get if they decide to work with us. I want to be one of the first organizations within this industry to let people know exactly who we are. And so I think maybe the theme of this podcast is being grateful. Kind of grateful that we went off book for this one and just let it do what it does.
Yes.
And hopefully in these 28 minutes that we've been running so far, people will have gotten to know who you are, who I am, and they'll tune in for the next episode.
They will.
That'd be awesome. Guys, thank you so much for listening. I think we'll wrap up now. On that note, I am Rich Geneval. This is Mike Hernandez.
Love you, brother.
Love you too, brother. Alex in the back. if we
She's fired.
guys, we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.
Thanks.